Today, the state of Minnesota held the 38th annual Martin Luther King Jr. Day of Celebration. The event, hosted by the Governor's Council, included keynote speakers, live music, and other performances to remember the work of Dr. King and his legacy. Let's take a look.
We live in a state infamous for its socio-economic disparities and brutal acts of police violence. And so we hear with poignant urgency Dr. King's call for human dignity, economic equality, and justice for all of God's children. Now, before I go too far, I should tell you something about myself as a word of warning. I am the pastor of a blackety-black church, an unashamed and unapologetic black church. And so, while I am grateful to be here, in all honesty, I was a little surprised that they invited a black Baptist preacher to celebrate a prophet from my own religious tradition. Because I come from a tradition where we don't sanitize Dr. King's legacy or cherry pick his words. We don't twist and misquote. No, at my church, we believe in letting Dr. King's words speak for themselves. So can I share what he said directly about what it means to be black in America? For indeed, these words are still true today. Dr. King said that being a Negro in America means trying to smile when you want to cry. It means trying to hold on to physical life amid psychological death. It means the pain of watching your children grow up with clouds of inferiority in their mental skies. It means being harried by day and haunted by night by a nagging sense of nobodiness. It means the ache and the anguish of living in so many situations where hopes unborn have died. Dr. King didn't just share a prophetic dream. He also spoke to the reality of the nightmare that his people were experiencing. And I want to honor the fact that there are so many people in this room today who are still experiencing that nightmare while praying earnestly for the dream to come to pass. To all of you who are waiting on America to become all that it can be, I honor your struggle and your trauma. Therefore, today, I invite you to join me as we hold this holiday in reverence. I know as an MC, I'm supposed to tell jokes and make you smile, but Dr. King was not a comic, he was a martyr. Which means that today is a day for us to reflect rather than be entertained. Today is a day for us to feel convicted rather than feel comfortable. Today is a day for us to be inspired rather than to feel satisfied. And so today I invite you to sit with us in the tension of this holiday. And perhaps in the strange tension of this moment, we might discern a better path forward. But let us not avoid the tension. It's strange to have a holiday for a king while ignoring the genocidal destruction of precious souls in Palestine. Dr. King refused to remain silent about the violence in Vietnam, and we should also refuse to remain silent about violence anywhere. It's strange to have a holiday for a king while we force migrants to drown in the Rio Grande rather than allow them to walk safely into the American dream that we so broadly advertise. It's strange to have a holiday for a king while black history and culture is being systematically gutted from our children's classrooms. It's strange to have a holiday for a king while all of our progress in the areas of diversity, equity, and inclusion sit on life support. And yet, while the powers that be continue to tear down and roll back so many of the achievements of our elders, we gather in defiant boldness to proclaim Dr. King's words that truth crushed to the earth will rise again. Justice and peace will have the final say. Every prophecy that was condemned shall come to pass. The oppressed and the marginalized will overcome. And one day our country and our flag might genuinely proclaim liberty and justice for all.
And 100 Savior brother. Thankful for the radio station. Not afraid to put the truth in rotation. There is certain conversations that you can only get in conversation with young people. Talk to old people. It would make us a better people all around. Yes, it would.
What I saw constantly replayed on television was "I have a dream," click, boom, right? And so I'm like, did this man do more than dream and get murdered? And I saw that constantly, like, so most times when MLK Day came, which we had the day off of school,
Always win.
I couldn't sleep. And so I would stay up all night and then sleep most of the day. And, you know, I think about that, like, I wish I would have known the Dr. King that moved his family into the housing tenement. I wish I would have known the Dr. King that was, I mean, they would have been showing this stuff, and so I could have related to, my family's from the South and love to take vacations, but the Dr. King that was taking vacations in West Bites, I'm from Mississippi, man, from the bottom, you know? But, you know, I participated in a few events, but for me, honestly, it wasn't until I became an older man and started to understand the revolutionary Dr. King, the one that I'm more aligned with, before I really started to participate in a meaningful way.
With the gifts of everything you gave me when you saw me over that 30 years, everything you gave me, you send me off on voyage to now be Minnesota's ambassador to the world for Black.
Yes, 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 yes.
I am severely underqualified for that job on paper, but I am overqualified in love and community.
Yes, yes.
And I learned that here.
Keep watching CBS News Minnesota for continuing coverage.